Hey everybody, thanks for listening to the podcast today. I'm working on growing my YouTube channel at Alex Swire-Clark. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and like any and all videos that provide value to you. All of the podcasts can be found there, as well as lots of different video content on emotional intelligence and how you can apply it to improve your personal and professional relationships. Thanks for subscribing, and now on to the show. I don't understand my relationship. Well, neither do I, because I'm not living your life. But we're going to get you to the bottom of that very quickly so that you can understand your relationship, because again, it's a two-way street. By the end of this video, you're going to discover the 4 different kinds of temperament, how personality plays a role in that relationship, and how you can discover more about yourself through a simple assessment.
Welcome to the Rapport Advantage Podcast, transforming the way leaders communicate. Here's your host, human behavior expert and professional speaker, Alex Swire-Clark.
There are 4 basic kinds of temperament. And before we start too far down that road, let's get one thing straight. This isn't gender driven. Some ladies are very focused, driven, determined. Some guys are pretty emotional and sentimental. So we're not going to cross any gender lines here. It is what it is in terms of who you are and how you're wired from a temperament standpoint. So I can divide the world into 2 kinds of people: outgoing folks and folks who are more reserved. What's an outgoing person? An outgoing person is fast-paced, enthusiastic, energetic, optimistic, glasses always half full, ready to go. Reserved person is a little slower paced, slower to get started in a project or thinking about those kind of things. They're a lot more analytical, a lot more focused, and a lot more organizational and process-minded and driven. So from that standpoint, in terms of the world's population, we've got outgoing folks who make up this large group of really driven and task-oriented people, and outgoing folks who are more people-oriented. And then we've got those reserved folks who, again, are people-oriented and task-oriented. So when we divide the world again, we can divide the world into people-oriented types and folks who are more task-oriented. And the people-oriented folks are all about caring and sharing and feelings, and think cheesy 80s love songs. When we're talking about task-oriented people, we're talking about folks who are focused on the process, getting things done, analytical, forms, function, processes, programs, getting things done in an orderly fashion. Now again, understanding that we're a unique blend of all 4 of these personality types. It's outgoing in task, it's outgoing in people, reserved and task-oriented, that we all have differing various amounts of intensity in each one of these styles. So let's talk about this difference between outgoing and reserved. An outgoing person, if I listen to their internal motor very closely, it's going to sound like this. Rum, 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 they're ready to go, they're high speed, let's go, let's go, let's go. A reserved person, a little more calm. If I listen to their internal motor closely, it sounds like this. And when they get really excited, it sounds like this. Never too high, never too low. It's a beautiful thing. So they really never get tremendously fired up about any one thing. They're just kind of nice and steady Eddie. Those reserved people. It's a beautiful quality. And so when we're talking about this people versus task, then we're talking about a little bit different situation. We're talking about someone who is going to be all about feelings versus all about getting things done. So at this point, we're talking about where you derive your energy, your internal compass, if you will. So we're looking at an example like, let's say, a trip to Disney World. My wife is a super task-oriented person. I'm a super people-oriented person. So we look at a win in that situation from 2 different perspectives. Again, 2 different lenses. So as a people-oriented person, I see the trip as, hey, this is a win if we're going to see Mickey and we get autographs and we're getting wet on the water slide and Space Mountain, we're all scared, because it's all dark in there. And going back and taking pictures and looking at those memories, that's a win for me. It doesn't matter if we rode 20 rides or 5 rides, as long as we had a good time and enjoyed each other's company. On the other hand, those task-oriented people, heck no, man. They're going to have that agenda ready to go. They're going to be in the parking lot at 7:05, ready to hit that tram at 7:40, ready to go to the front of the park at 8:02. They've got fast passes for their first 2 rides lined up. They've got the handouts passed out to everybody. The 2-year-old has an agenda. We have built-in bathroom breaks at specific times. You either go then or you don't go at all. It's about getting everything done on that list that needs to be done. So when my wife and I we took our kids to Disney World, we were at the Animal Kingdom. And so we had a list. My wife had, okay, we're going to hit this first, and then we're going this and this and this and this. And I was like, oh, slow down, sweetie, that's a lot of stuff. Let's just try and get this first ride. So we were on the tour, the safari tour that goes around. The line was really long. My wife wasn't expecting that, so that threw her schedule out of whack. And so if you're in a relationship with someone who's task-oriented and their schedule gets out of whack, there's going to be a lot of stress, and you're going to feel that stress from them. Versus you, who might be a people-oriented person, schedule, we'll just get whatever we get done. And then that precipitated to go along through Animal Kingdom. We got behind and we got more behind. Kids wanted to go to the bathroom. And then one of the kids finally said, hey, Mommy, can we just go back to the hotel and ride on the water slides? And the other kids were like, yes! There was this massive celebration. Well, wait a minute. Now, kids, we haven't been over here to see the Nemo show. We haven't been over here to see the Lion King presentation. We haven't gone to this ride and this attraction. They're like, but Mommy. And so she, again, said, fine, whatever. We're just going to go back to the hotel. I've just spent all this money on these tickets, and we're not going to get the value out of them. And that's it. Task-oriented people are value-oriented. Those people-oriented folks, we don't care about that stuff. Did we have a good time? Okay? Did we get to meet Mickey Mouse? Did we get to have our picture taken? Was Pocahontas there? Who cares? We're all about just having the fun and enjoying each other's company. So in your relationship, I don't understand my relationship question. Maybe you have a little bit better insight now. But remember, it's not about gender, it's about personality types. Are you outgoing and task-oriented, driven, focused, in charge, let's go? Are you outgoing and people-oriented, where you're going to want to have fun and be flexible? Are you more of a reserved and people-oriented person, where you just want to spend time with others and enjoy their company? Or are you more of that cautious type, that reserved and task-oriented person, where everything has to make logical sense? Because if you are, you're going to be in conflict with one of those other styles depending on who you are and what the situation is. So what we've been talking about today is human behavior or emotional intelligence. And so the key to understanding emotional intelligence is, number one, understanding yourself first. And to do that, to really do that, right now you've got this 30,000 foot view of these different personality styles. To really get a great picture of who you are, you need to take an assessment. And you can find them online. You can go visit my store. If you go down to the description below, you'll see a link to the store where you can purchase an assessment for yourself and or your significant other, your spouse, mom, dad, brother, sister, whomever. Then also you need to get past that point of understanding you and then start understanding others. That social discovery, that social awareness is so important. But once we're past that and we understand our significant other, we understand ourselves, then it's all about that adaptation, emotional adaptation, reaching out and coming outside of what you find comfortable and what he or she may find comfortable and meeting towards the middle. Because once you do that, you're going to transform the way you communicate and your relationship is going to be otherworldly awesome. Thanks so much. See you on the next video.